Hey Joe, do you have any advice on how to track my spending more effectively? What are some useful budgeting apps that you would recommend here? So there are some really good budgeting apps, but if you're early stages into learning how to set up a budget and you do the calculations, we can do the calculations for you if you're starting out. But utilizing apps in the beginning can get very complicated because you don't know exactly what you're looking for, even though it's right in front of your face. The best method is the calorie counting method. Once you've identified what your discretionary spending actually is, what that budget is, you turn it into a daily rate calculated based off of what your discretionary budget is after taking your monthly income after taxes. Your discretionary budget is 20%. You take that percentage, you get an amount, and then you divide that by 30.5, which is the average amount of months in a year. And then basically you get an amount. Let's say it's $50. Well, you have a $50 budget that you can spend daily, okay? That includes weekends, and you can elect to spend that entire $50. It's completely up to you because all the other things are aligned, hopefully at this point, to where you can do whatever you want. If you want to save the $50, then save the $50. If you want to spend the $50, spend the $50. If you want to save 3 days of $50 so that you can take that $150 and spend it on the weekend, you can do that. You can do whatever you want. But when you use the calorie counting method, it's all up here. And you know how much you've spent throughout the day. I mean, there's not going to be a lot of chances for you to spend money, especially if you have a job or you're working and you're busy throughout the day. You may not have the time to spend the 50, and so you can calculate either through a calculator or write it on your hand or whatever to determine how much you've spent that day, right? And so that's the best method to be able to create a mental habit that allows you to do a daily budget instead of having to calculate in an app. Because the thing with apps is if they're not used, they're not effective. And a lot of apps, it takes a lot of dedication to utilize them all the time. And there are some really good ones. But when you're in the beginning stages, your mind is the best app you can utilize because you become intentional with your spending. You have a set budget, how much you can spend, and you can calculate it that way. If you're using just one debit card, you can look at after you've swiped your card, you can start to calculate. If you forget that you spent money on something, you can go back to it. Or some people use a running tab on a calculator. If they are not using their calculator on their phone a lot, they'll just add. They'll do like, I just spent $12 plus, and then they'll just close the app or leave the app open, but hide the app. And then when they go to spend something else, they'll pull it back open. It'll say 12 plus. They'll add what the next expense that they just spent, then they just run a running tab. But if you utilize the calorie counting method, it's going to be really effective in the long-term effects of being consistent and persistent in your habits. So hopefully that helps. It's very effective. You just got to figure out what those numbers are. I have plenty of content that talks about the 50-30-20 budgeting method and how to break it down and how to calculate those.